Martin Anthony, and welcome to Martin at the Crossroads. Before the show starts, I'd really like to share a few words if I can. I know that the talk show format is something where I, as the host, elicit answers from people so you can learn who they are. But I figured for this particular show, I'd like to maybe introduce myself, which is something that's always been done maybe in a little bio on the website or wherever. And I actually realized recently that I actually have a story too. Many years ago, I found myself in Istanbul, Turkey. And from that faraway land, I worked in media. And I worked with advertising and marketing. I worked with news. I was the editor for a news agency there, and got to see the world from a totally different perspective. When you're in your living room, you see news. But when you're with an agency, you're getting all the uncut raw video, and it's literally in your face. It's right there. You can't get any more real than being in the war zone or next to the huge traffic accident or plane crash. It's very powerful. It takes a toll on you, but it also makes you understand people better. This was part of my life. From that point, I wound up working in a television station in Istanbul that was multi-language. And I was able to share a lot of the really amazing people from that part of the world. When you're dealing with Istanbul, which has got 6,000 years of history, plus, who knows, the people that have gone through there, you're standing on streets that were occupied by Alexander the Great and every Prussian emperor back and forth, Persian emperor, and there was a Prussian emperor as well that passed through. You realize that history doesn't stop being made. And something that I've found coming back to Canada after all those years of doing my television show there, was that it had an effect on me, not just for everything that happened there, but for the fact that I lost touch with my Canadianness. I'm Canadian. You know, I was born here, I grew up here. I went abroad to experience the world. Now, I'm back after 15 years. And I really want to share that story as well, because there's a story there. But part of that story is, what have I missed? What have I missed in that time? And part of my show now, instead of just interviewing a guest, I'm going to have the guest also ask me what I've missed. I'm going to find out from them different aspects of what's changed in Canadian life. What's changed in Canadian, maybe politics, what's changed in music. You know, when I left, it was still, certain bands were popular. So now we're going to find out more. I'm going to wander around the island as much as I can to find those places, those people that can help me rediscover my Canadianness. And at the Crossroads, that's part of what happens. That's where people go for information. That's what people have always done in that part of the world that I lived in for a decade and a half. The traveler was always the most important person in any city and in any home. A traveler was invited in because they brought the news of the world. I'm not bringing news, but I'm going to bring ideas of culture, ideas of music, and things like that. With that said, I'm at Shaw TV in Campbell River. And the studio here is what most people know of studios. There's cameras, there's lights, there's microphones. And what we don't know as Canadians is how valuable this is. This access to share with your neighbors, to share with your country. And because a lot of this programming goes online, you're sharing it with the world. You cannot believe how important this is. I've met journalists who have gotten out with the shirt on their back from a country to tell a story knowing they'll never be able to return home. It's pretty powerful. Still powerful for me. It is, seriously, because people really want to tell a story. Everyone has a story. And having access, community access television like this, you don't know how good you've got it here. So I'm sharing it with you. I'll share my stories. There'll be some fun stories. There'll be some sad stories. I apologize in advance. I know everyone wants to laugh, but sometimes we have to really look deep within ourselves to get that laughter out in a real way. I really want you to understand that. That's what I'm trying to do. And Martin at the Crossroads is people. I'm going to be sharing a lot of different people with you through the course of this program, as it is on the television, on Shaw Access, Channel 4. And I really would like feedback. If you know someone who has a story, if you are a story, if you want to know more about my story, you're always welcome to get in touch with us here. And the name of the show is Martin at the Crossroads. I'd really like to hear from you. All you have to do is just add martinatthecrossroads.tv and you'll reach me. If you have a story, if you are a story, if you want to know more about my story, I'd love to hear from you. The show will have music. It'll have a lot of different things. Now, what I'd like to do is we're going to give you an example of some of the things that we've already filmed and recorded for you to watch and enjoy. Thanks for watching Martin at the Crossroads, and I really hope to see you all in person somewhere on my travels around town. I've been away from Canada for 15 years, and I'm back now. And what I want to do is just ask you a question. Can you think of anything remarkable that's changed in Canada in the last decade or so?
Ooh, no comment. I know we got a young Prime Minister guy in there. I know there's a big marijuana thing that they're juggling back and forth on how to legalize that. And, yeah.
Yeah. So things have been pretty well, just pretty static and chill over the last 15 years.
Yeah, island life probably the same as it was before.
Yeah. So I'm actually from Vancouver, so and I just moved to the island. So can you give me a couple pointers on island life?
Yeah, take it easy. Don't follow schedules. Just get to places when you feel like it.
Okay. Buy a dog, drink Lucky, enjoy this beautiful island.
Yeah, and go to Mount Washington.
Okay, yeah. Good to know. Yeah. And thank you so much for taking some time out with me today, and all this information helps.
Thanks, Martin.
Okay, take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one.
You too.
Do you guys have an email or?
martinatthecrossroads.tv.
Martin at the Crossroads. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, there's one thing you may not know about me is that I'm a pilot, and I've been a pilot since I was 16, and so you know what? When I see airplanes, I gotta go look at them. Anyways, I have Andreas here. Andreas, thanks for joining me at the Crossroads.
Hey, no problem at all. I'm glad I could tell you a little bit about our flight school and flying around here in Courtenay.
Well, I'm really looking forward to getting up in one of the ultralights, and I've been flying can I say real airplanes, or what do you
No,
think?
these are real airplanes, just a little bit lighter.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, and I'm sorry if I offended you because, you know, years ago someone says, hey, try hang gliding. It says, it's got to have landing gear. My feet aren't landing gear. Do you have the same philosophy on that?
Well, you know, ultralights have come a long way. We have ultralights nowadays that can go 200 miles an hour, have 1,100 nautical mile range. So with carbon fiber and different technologies nowadays, ultralights, you know, are not the ultralights from 30 years ago. Although you can still fly the lawn chair, and they are still ultralights, but not too many people do that anymore.
Speaking of lawn chairs, I recall that now, actually. It's all coming back to me. You see, I've been away from Canada for 15 years. I was working in Istanbul, Turkey in media, and now I'm back in Canada. I have my license, all the paperwork's back in place, but I want to know what's happened in the last 15 years. Do you think you can spend some time with me in the future to talk about that?
Absolutely, man. I'd love to. I'd love to get you back up to current standards and get you flying.
That sounds great. Well, we'll have some stories to share. And Andreas, what's your last name, Andreas?
Rutkowitz.
Okay, Andreas, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day. Thanks a lot.
You too, thanks.
Okay. We sat down in a sports arena, ice rink in Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
You were playing professional hockey there as a goalie, I believe. You're still a goalie?
Yeah, I was, not anymore.
Yeah, okay. And we had a great conversation, lots of fun. That was a really nice experience for me because in Turkey it's all soccer.
Yes.
It's all soccer. And so to hear the sound of the puck and the boards and everything was lots of fun. And welcome to the Crossroads. I'm Martin Anthony, and tonight a special show because I'm Canadian. 1, 2, there's hockey being played in the background, which is something I've definitely missed for a long, long time. In regards to hockey, I have Tyler Bilton on my show. Tyler, welcome to the Crossroads. You're a goalie. And you're from Canada. And this is really exciting for me because in my years here, I didn't really know that hockey existed here. So what brings you to Turkey? What's your reason for being here?
Well, I graduated from college in the USA, and I always wanted to play professional hockey in another country. And I had an option to play in Belgium, but that fell through. My agent called me and says, "Hey, do you want to play in Turkey?" And I said, "They have hockey in Turkey?" He says, "Yeah, and they have professional hockey in Turkey." Well, I said, "I'd love to come here."
But time has passed, 5 years. What are you doing with yourself now?
Well, right now I'm living in Sweden now. I'm a head hockey coach, and I've been coaching there for the past hockey season. I was in Stockholm with a club called Ikara Ikoa. And now I just came back. I just got married on July 1st, and so I brought my wife back from Sweden, and we're just here visiting with my family in Campbell River. And actually, we're doing the whole tour of BC and the Okanagan, Vancouver, up to Port McNeill, and now Campbell River. Tomorrow we go to Tofino.
Right. Oh, this is amazing. Yeah. I'm so happy. Yeah. You know, thanks Instagram. Because if it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't have known that he was here. And Tyler and I follow each other on Instagram, and it was like, you know, suddenly there's some, you know, there's BC, okay, and then there was like Vancouver Island. And I went, and I sent a message, and just we're here. So it's great to connect. And
it was good, yeah. It's been fun following you too on Instagram over these years and keeping in touch with social media too.
Yeah, well, thanks. I know it's been this is a new show for me here, and it's something that. We've had lots of fun to get ready, and I know this is a totally impromptu meeting now, so the studio is not always, you know, it was just nice to walk in and have some time here. Yeah. So you were playing in Turkey, then you were studying?
I moved to Halifax actually after that, and I started coaching. I volunteered with a Dartmouth High School there, and I worked, had a couple office jobs as well, and wasn't really liking the office setting. I wanted to get back into hockey full time, and my buddy gave me a call and said that University of Maine might be hiring an assistant coach or a grad assistant. So I put my name in there and got hired, fortunately, and spent 2 seasons with the University of Maine women's ice hockey team. I completed my Master of Arts degree. And then I got a 1-year work visa and moved to Connecticut and started coaching at the University of Connecticut with the men's hockey team down there at UConn.
Okay.
And spent a year there, and then my work visa got put into a lottery for the U.S. lottery for work visas, and didn't get selected. So I got the boot outside the country. So luckily, fortunately for me, a job opportunity happened in Austria. So I jumped on that and went and coached at the Okanagan Hockey Academy in Austria for 2 years as a goalie coach and assistant coach with their program over there, and that was very rewarding and quite interesting. We did a lot of traveling, drove all over Central Europe. And then after that, I got a job offer in Stockholm, so jumped on that and moved up there, and I've been in Stockholm now. So, and my girlfriend, she's from Sweden as well, so we made sense to move closer to her since we were doing the distance for a while. Well, wife now, we just got married. So
I hear. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. So
wow, that's so. This is interesting, like, because I know that, you know, being Canadian, and you know, I know when we did the show in Istanbul, I was just like grinning from ear to ear, and you know, it was such a nice feeling to be in an ice rink with hockey in the background.
Yeah, it was fun,
and to have you know, talking hockey, and you know, I'm kind of like, you know, I follow hockey kind of like, you know, the Stanley Cup Finals,
Of course.
and, you know, and that kind of stuff. I don't follow it through the season, so but it was just so nice to be in that nice, cool, fresh air.
Well, especially out in Istanbul, in a beautiful setting, the walls of Constantinople right next to the rink too. What a unique spot for a hockey rink.
That is definitely, and it was a surprise because I didn't know they had pro hockey.
Yeah, neither did I
And,
until my agent called me.
And so then you go, hey, oh, sure, why not go to Istanbul or go to
it out.
Turkey? You were playing in Ankara, right?
Yeah, I was in the capital there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have a piece that is really massive that I needed about 8 people to get into the kiln.
Saw the video of that.
So that went in last week, and it's actually still in the kiln now. So this piece is the only piece in that kiln. It's despite how big the kiln is, it's like 38 inches tall and a good couple of feet wide, and it's something I've been working on for quite a long time. It's the largest piece I've ever made. And so I needed help to move it into the kiln. So it's now in the kiln, and I'm drying it really, really slowly so that when I finally fire it, it doesn't have too much chance of exploding or anything going horribly wrong, because those things can happen. But generally when we fire that big kiln, we can get 200 or 300 pieces into it. Yeah. So yeah, there's work going on there. Yeah. So I'm not going to be able to open it all the way here, but hopefully you'll be able to see.
Wow, that's a big piece.
Yeah, and it's got a big hole on this side because this is a piece that's designed to be sat in, actually.
Right.
I have a whole project about making space, and containers for self. So this project is part of what I'm calling my Temenos project, and the end goal of this project is to go even larger than this, and be able to fire pieces on site.
Welcome to the Crossroads. I'm Martin Anthony, and again, we're in the studio at Shaw, beautiful Shaw TV in wonderful, lovely Campbell River, and broadcasting to the world. And tonight, you know, it's one thing I love about television and PVRs and stuff like that. We can watch this at any time. So I'll say good morning, evening, good night, right now at the beginning. And welcome to the show. And tonight we're going to talk about some pottery and things like that. And my guest is Emma Heitzman. Emma, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's interesting. We met about a year ago, and I saw this quite interesting pottery that you were working on, and it seemed very unique. And we got talking, and since we live in a small town, we kind of bumped into each other here and there. And pottery is something that's very fascinating to me because it's something that starts off very malleable and then becomes something permanent. Tell me about how you got into this.
Well, you talk about pottery being super malleable and then permanent. For me, a lot of what I've realized about the work that I do is really working with that at each stage and how elemental it is. And you talk about earth, fire, water, air. There's a piece of each of those elements in pottery. It starts off as earth and water, and if you don't have both, it doesn't go anywhere. You fire it, you literally fire. And air can make a huge difference in how each piece ends. So there's a whole piece for me about just how physical and elemental the process of making any pottery is, which I find completely fascinating and is one of those things that I've been playing with more within my own work. I've been doing this for about 6 years solidly now. I've been taking classes through North Island College in Courtenay, which has been a wonderful incubation space. They have fantastic teachers, fantastic technicians, and an amazing studio that I don't think there are many places in BC that match the quality that you can actually find in Courtenay, in our lovely little small town. So it's been such an amazing blessing to have that space and to be able to go in there and learn. And I started off not really realizing that this would end up being my career, but within a couple of years, I just found that I was not putting as much time into it as I wanted to be. So, yeah, when I left my last job, it was to try and make a go of this full time and to be an artist full time.
course, when you live in a small town, you got to find where all the good places to eat are. And we're going to talk about donuts. And hi, this is you're Lindsay.
Yes, hi.
And you're
Jay.
You're Jay. Okay. Coming up on the Crossroads in the near future, we're going to talk with these two and have a look at their lovely donuts.
I made it to the Vancouver Island Music Festival. Yes!
Okay, and at the front gate now, gonna go inside and see what's happening. And here's the people that are gonna make sure I have my wristband on. And your name is?
Don Rogowski.
And your name?
I'm Kare.
Kare. Okay, and are you volunteers? Are you working here? What's your status here?
Volunteer security.
And yourself?
Same.
Same. Okay, and what got you involved and how long have you been involved?
3 years, and it just seems something like I would like to do. Bit of fun.
And yourself?
Well, it's my very first time, and I really felt that I needed to give back because my daughter won the bursary from Music Fest, which is really awesome. She's going off to university. She's a theater major. And so it was sort of my way of saying thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, that's wonderful news to hear. I didn't even know there was a bursary, so I got more work to do, more homework. And so I hear it's sold out. And is it pretty tough keeping an eye on all those wristbands coming and going?
Well, you get pretty used to it, but yeah, some people try, but they don't succeed.
How many people have put them on their ankle?
That was the new thing today that I had to learn is, the people that perform when they get in the way, they put them down on their ankles. So there's a bit of a performing crew like, performing, but not on his ankle. Yeah, so there's a bunch of them.
Okay, and so you have a nice position here. You're right at the front. You see everyone that comes in pretty much. This is the performers and the type area, or is this...
This is where the performers come in, and they check in over at the check-in, and then they come through this gate. This is the VIP gate.
This is the VIP gate. Yeah. Hey, I got to go through the VIP.
He's like, you guys should have around me.
Well, you know what? I'm here to talk to the people. Yeah, not the gods. And one other thing I'm really noticing about here is you go to some festivals and you got to pay like $5 for a bottle of water. But you know what? Look at here. Hi.
It's free. My name's Rob, and it's free.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Darlene. We've been doing the water crew for a while. It's the best crew on site, really, because everybody loves the fresh Comox Valley water.
Excellent. And you know what? I'm so happy. It's my first time here, and they actually have a stage called Crossroads Stage. So I'm just so jazzed for that.
Would you like some water?
Yes, please. Interview's over. Interview's over. One more time. Oh, look at that. You got henna. Wow, that's really cool. Who did that? Where's that?
That is kind of right when you come into the main stage area. Yeah. They're set up there.
Okay, that's very cool. Henna is a very ancient tradition, actually. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know lots about it, but...
Yeah. Well, I'll start off here. Where are you from?
I'm from Hornby Island, and I live in Fanny Bay now.
Okay, and yourself?
Courtney.
Courtney, and you?
Grew up on Hornby Island and in the Comox Valley now.
And what brings you to the Vancouver Island Music Festival?
Well, all the music, all the people watching, all the yummy food, minus no donuts today.
Yeah, yourself?
Same thing, and just getting together with all the great friends that show up here, and listening to the beautiful music and hanging out with all my friends. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, what better to do than spend your day here just listening to the music and seeing all the people? It's very exciting.
Yeah. I heard something that this has been going on for like 24 years, 25 years or something like that now, the festival. And I don't know if it says on the program or not, but I was talking with the media director here, and she was saying that some of the volunteers are actually children of volunteers from way back when, and they could have actually even been conceived over this weekend. Is it part of your life having lived in the area? Is it something you're familiar with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, there's 1,300 volunteers, I think, that come here this weekend and help set it up. And I mean, I've never volunteered before, but I know a lot of people that do, and they love it. It's like the most fun for them is the volunteer the week before.
Yeah, I think it's a great, community effort. Like, so many people come together, and the volunteers and the people who feed them, and just the community that, like I have a friend who used to come and do massage here, and just for her pass, and then she'd hang out, and yeah, it's a great thing. Yeah.
How many times have you been here?
It's my second year, and I'm pretty impressed that they can hold an event like this in town, and they couldn't do it without all the help from the community, so we're super lucky. Yeah.
Great. Well, I have one last really tough, really important question. What's your name?
Desiree.
Your name?
Cindy?
Sarah.
Thank you all for joining me here at the Crossroads stage, and my show is Martin at the Crossroads. So you know what? We're in the perfect place to do these interviews. Take care.
Thank you.
They're going to start. Me again, Martin at the Crossroads, and you know what? I'm going to have a really captive audience here for people who want to be interviewed. So let's go. Hi there. What's your name, sir?
Hey, it's Kevin East here.
Hi, Kevin, and what are you up to right now?
Well, as you can see here, I'm getting some deep tissue massage and relaxation here at the Music Fest.
Yeah, and what brings you to the Music Fest?
Fun, entertainment, and a good time.
And are you from the area?
I am from the area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comox.
Comox. Okay, and I'm going to move the camera up a little bit and to Thumbs Mick. What's your name?
Tatiana Simpson.
Tatiana Simpson. Hi, Tatiana. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, and you're looks like you're inflicting some really good pleasure on this guy's back here right now.
Yes, helping people enjoy their vacations.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing this kind of work?
7 years.
And do you come to the festival every year for this? Or?
I have never been to Music Fest, but I've been to lots of other festivals. We'll be back.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see you here, and once we put the camera and microphone down, I might be back later.
Perfect.
You know what I'm talking about. Take care. We'll see you again. All right. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your rub.
Thanks, guys.
The name of the show is Martin at the Crossroads. I'd really like to hear from you. All you have to do is just add martinatthecrossroads.tv and you'll reach me. If you have a story, if you are a story, if you want to know more about my story, I'd love to hear from you. Again, we're on Shaw TV. We're based in Campbell River, British Columbia, and I'm really happy that you're watching.